Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Friday, November 17th, 2023. Today we're going to recap the games from yesterday and everything, and look ahead to everything going on today. That includes football, both pros and college, same for basketball, and then hockey, soccer. Then we have golf. We have news, notes, and a best bet in 5-5. We'll start with NFL, Thursday Night Football. The Ravens come out on top by a score of 34-20. Joe Burrow hurts his wrist during the game. Not great, obviously, for Cincinnati, who drops to 5-5. Baltimore is 8-3. We'll get into more with Burrow in news and notes as that was just really not good, as Zach Taylor told reporters he wasn't aware of the injury before the game. So that is very telling. And then we'll get more into the Ravens and the Bengals in news and notes because we have to go to the other games. All right, first up on Sunday, 1 o'clock on CBS, Steelers-Browns. This has Iron Eagle written all over it with Charles Davis. You would think I have projected Steelers 2.5 total 40 and a 10th. And it is... I swear, if the Browns are favored with DTR quarterback... Oh my freaking God, why? Dorian freaking Thompson-Robinson's quarterback in the Browns, who are giving 1.5, totals 32.5. So I have 4-point edge on the Steelers, larger edge on the over, so the over's the pick there. Ridiculous. Bears-Lions on Fox. My line's Lions 10.5, total 47 and 13/20, and it is 7.5 and 47.5. I'm going to lay to 7.5 with Detroit. That is an extremely low number. Chargers-Packers from Lambeau on Fox. My line is Packers 1.5, total 45 and 3/10. And it is the Chargers giving 3, total 43.5. Give me the Packers plus 3 and plus 142 outright. I've been anti-Green Bay all year, but here I like them. Raiders-Dolphins on CVS. My line is Dolphins 6, total 47 and a 5th, and it's 12.5 and 46.5. That's way too high. Give me the Raiders plus the points. 1 o'clock on Fox. Giants-Commanders. Terrible game. My line's Commanders 11.5, total 43 and 3/4, and it's Commanders by 9.5, total 36.5. I'm going to take the over in this game. Cowboys-Panthers. That game is on Fox. My line is Cowboys by 7, total 46 and the 20th, and it's 10.5 and 41.5. I absolutely love the over in this spot. Titans-Jaguars. That game is on CBS. My line is Jaguars 9.5, total 40. And the Jaguars are giving 7, total 40.5. I'm going to lay the 7 with the Jaguars. Cardinals-Texans on CBS. My line is the Texans 7.5, total 44 and 13/20, and it is 4.5 and 48.5. So I have a 3-point edge on the Texans and over a 3-point edge on the under. So I'm going to give out the under for the spot. 4 o'clock window now. This game is going to be on Fox. Buccaneers 49ers. My line's the Niners 7.5, total 41 and 9/10, and it is 11.5 and 41.5. I'm taking the Bucs getting the points. That's way too many points. 49ers getting healthy. A little bit of an overreaction line. Jets Bills on CBS at 4:25. My line's Bills by 6, total 39 and 17-20. And it's 7-40. Ooh. Slightest lean to the Jets. Slightest. That game is not being seen in Fab 5. Seahawks Rams on CBS. My line is the Rams as a 4-point dog, total 43.5, and it is 1-46.5. Woof. So I have a 3-point edge on the under and a 3-point edge on Seattle. That's a tough one. I'm gonna lay the one with Seattle, but I don't feel good about it. And last but not least, Sunday Night Football on NBC, and all of a sudden, an intriguing game between the Vikings and the Broncos. My line is Denver 5.5, total 46 and 4/5, and it's 2.5 and 42.5. I love the over in that game very much. Okay, now move on to college football. We will go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to tonight and the weekend. And I forgot, we only had one game last night as Pitt beats Boston College 24-16. I warned you not to take the bet I gave out because that was the Vegas nose line, probably one of the most Vegas nose lines of the year. And we have two games tonight, 9 o'clock ESPN2, South Florida, UTSA. Mine here is UTSA by 5, total 60 and 9/10. And it is 16.5 and 66.5. That's a lot of points. I'm taking South Florida the cover. And on Fox Sports 1 at 10:30, Colorado, Washington State, the battle of the free-falling teams in the Pac-12. My line is Colorado as a 4.5-point underdog, total 62 and a 5th. And it's 4.5 and 62.5. Holy crap, that is so close. The slightest under you'll ever see. On the Saturday, 12 o'clock on Fox, number 3 Michigan at Maryland. My line is Michigan by 7, total 48 and 9/10. And it's 19.5 and 50.5. I'm taking Maryland to cover. ESPN Plus Chattanooga, number 8 Alabama. I have Bama by 20, total 51 and 19/20. And it is a whopping 44.5 and 50.5. I'm taking Chattanooga to cover. Bama's looking ahead a little bit to the Iron Bowl in Georgia. ABC, number 10 Louisville at Miami. I have for this game, my projection is Louisville by 4.5 in Miami, total 50 and 7/10. And it's 1.5 and 46.5. It's technically a pick'em from a money line standpoint, which is insane. So I'm going to take a spread standpoint. It's 1.5. So I'm going to take the over because that kind of feels Vegas nosy to me. Fox Sports 1, Rutgers at number 12, Penn State. I have Penn State by 8, total 46 and 3/5. And Penn State is favored in this game by 20.5, total 40.5. I'm going to take Rutgers to cover. Yale Monroe at number 13, Ole Miss on the SEC Network. Mine's Ole Miss 24, total 57. And 37.5 and 62.5. I'm going to take Yale Monroe to cover. Number 14, Oklahoma at BYU on ESPN. I have Oklahoma. I have 4.5, total 56 and a 10th. And it's 24.5 and 57.5. I'm taking BYU to cover. And note to self, no Fab 5 for them. Number 24, Tulane at FAU on ESPN Plus. My line's FAU 15.5, total 46 or 49 and 3/5. And it's, wait, like, what is up with me? I'm typing in all these lines wrong. I know that's way wrong. There's no way FAU should be favored by So really should be Tulsa 9.5. And that's what the line is in 47.5. Yeah, is the total 49 and 3/5 is what I project. So over. There we go. Much better. Next up is Coastal Carolina Army on CBS Sports Network. I have Army by a half, total 46 3/4, and Army is favored, or no, they're a dog, 3.5, total 42.5. Give me Army to cover, but the podcast play is going to be the over. Big Ten out, Michigan State, Indiana, Milan's Indiana by 3, total 47 9/10. And it is 3.5 and 47.5. Tough one, but I'm going to say slightly into Michigan State. Southern Miss and Mississippi State. My line's Miss State 11.5, total 54.5, and it is 14.5 and 46.5. Over. Purdue Northwestern, Big Ten Network. I have Northwestern by 8, total 49 and a 20th. And it is Purdue by 3, total 48.5. Oof, wrong team's favorite. Give me Northwestern plus a 3 and plus 112 outright. Abilene Christian and Texas A&M. My line's A&M 17.5, total 55 and 3/20. And I don't see anything up for that game yet. Next up is Sacred Heart UConn. My line is UConn 10.5, total 44 and 9/20. Next up is East Carolina Navy on ESPN News. My line's Navy 9.5, total 41 and a 10th, and it is 2.5 and 31.5. Oof, over. That's low. ESPN 2, SMU Memphis. I have Memphis by 3, total 62 and 3/4. That is low-key an amazing game for that conference. And why is SMU that big of a favorite? Why? Like, Memphis is legit good. Like, how on earth? 2 8-2 teams. Like, is Memphis' quarterback injured and we just don't know? Like, why? That's insane. Give me Memphis plus the points at plus 275 outright. That is the craziest line I've ever seen. UMass Liberty, 1 o'clock. My line's Liberty 20.5, total 60 and 3/10. And it's 27.5 and 63.5. Give UMass the cover. Louisiana Tech, Jacksonville State, 2 o'clock. Mine's Jacksonville State, 14.5, total 53 and 13/20. And it's 8.5 and 54.5. I'm laying the points. UTEP against Middle Tennessee. My line is Middle by 3, total 48 and 2/5. And it's 7.5 and 47.5. I'm taking UTEP the cover. Rice, Charlotte. My line is Charlotte by a half, total 52 and 19/20. And it is Rice 2.5, total 46.5. Over. App State, James Madison. Mine's JMU by 13, total 57 and 3/20. Game days there. And it's 9.5 and 56.5. I'm going to lay it with James Madison. Kent State, Ball State. Mine's Ball by 8, total 46 and 13/20. And it's 12.5 and 41.5. Over. Hawaii, Wyoming. My line's Wyoming 9.5, total 51.5. And it's 13.5 and 45.5. Over. 2:30 Pac-12 Network. A decent game. Number 22 Utah at number 17 Arizona by 3, total 47 and 11/20. And it's Utah 1.5, total 45.5. Oof, wrong team's favor. Give me Zona plus the points -110 outright, so it's technically a pick 'em. Cincinnati, West Virginia lines. West Virginia 10.5 total 55 and a 10th, and a 6.5 and 54.5. I'm laying it with West Virginia. CW Network at 3 Duke, Virginia. Virginia by 13 total 50 and 19/20ths. And it's Duke again. I did it again. Made the wrong line. Should be Duke by 7. There we go. Yeah, Duke by 7, total 50 and 19/20ths, and it's 3.5 and 45.5 over. North Texas, Tulsa. I have Tulsa by 3, total 63 and 17/20ths. And it's North Texas 2.5, total 69.5. That's a hard one to do. So I'm actually going to take Tulsa plus the points at +112 outright. Temple, UAB, Millions, UAB by 3, total 60 and 7/10ths. And it's 7.5 and 62.5. I'm going to take Temple to cover. Texas State and Arkansas State. My line is Arkansas State by a half, total 58 and 17/20ths. And it's Texas State 3.5, total 59.5. I'm going to take Arkansas State plus the points at +155 outright. Nevada, Colorado State. My line is Colorado State by 8, total 53 and 9/10ths. And it's 12.5 and 46.5 over. All right, great game on CBS at 3:30. Number 1 Georgia at number 18 Tennessee. My line's Georgia 4.5, total 54 and a 5th. And it's 10.5 and 58.5. I'm going to take Tennessee to cover. Illinois number 16 Iowa. Fox Sports One. My line's Iowa 10.5, total 42 and a 10th. And it's 3.5 and 31.5 over. Wake Forest at number 19 Notre Dame on NBC. My line's Notre Dame 10.5, total 49 and 2/5. And it's 24.5 and 46.5. I'm going to take Wake to cover. Number 20 North Carolina, Clemson on ESPN. My line's North Carolina by 2, total 58 and 9/20ths. And it's Clemson 7.5, total 59.5. Taking North Carolina plus 7.5 and plus 255 outright. That's crazy. Sam Houston in Western Kentucky. Mine's Western 10.5, total 51 and 4/5. And we have 12.5 and 53.5. I'm going to take the points of Sam Houston. UCLA USC on ABC at 3:30. Mine's USC 4.5, total 60 and 3/5. And it's 6.5 and 65.5 under. All right, NC State, Virginia Tech on the ACC Network. My line's NC State by 2, total 47 and a 20th. And it is Virginia Tech 2.5, total 42.5. That's a hard one. But I'm going to go with the over. Baylor TCU, my line's TCU 5.5, total 54.5. And it's 12.5 and 58.5. I'm going to take Baylor to cover. Louisiana Troy on the NFL Network. My line's Troy 10.5, total 52 and 3/10. And it's 16.5 and 46.5. I'm going to take the points at Louisiana. UNLV Air Force CBS Sports Network. That's a low-key great game. We have 2 low-key great games tomorrow. One in the Mountain West and one in the American. This one I have Air Force by 3, total 52 and 9/20ths. And it's 3 and 47.5. I'm going to take the over. Minnesota at number 2 Ohio State on the Big Ten Network at 4 o'clock. Mine's Ohio State 15.5, total 45 and 3/4. And it's 27.5 and 49.5. I'm going to take Minnesota to cover. Number 6 Oregon at Arizona State on Fox. So I have Oregon 17, total 54 and a quarter. It's 23.5 and 53.5. I'm going to take the points with Zona State. Number 23, Oklahoma State at Houston on ESPN2. My line's Oklahoma State, 4.5, total 54 and 3/5. And 6.5 and 58.5. Under. New Mexico State, Auburn on the SEC Network. My line's Auburn 11, total 49 and 13/20. And it is 25.5 and 48.5. I'm going to take the Mexico State to cover. 5 o'clock, Fox Sports 1, or Fox Sports 2, UCF, Texas Tech. Lines, Tech by 3, total 57 and 3/20. And it's 2.5 and 59.5. Under. Marshall, South Alabama. My line is South Alabama by 3, total 52 and 3/20. And it's 10.5 and 48.5. That's way too high of a line. Give me Marshall the cover. 6 o'clock, Old Dominion, Georgia Southern. Mine's Southern by 8, total 55 and 11/20. And it's 5.5 and 61.5. Under. North Alabama at number 4, Florida State on CW Network at 6:30. Lines, Florida State 32.5, total 55 and 3/20. They don't have that yet. Next up, the game on the Pac-12 Network. Cal Stanford. Mine's Stanford by a half, total 63 and 7/20. And it's Cal 6.5, total 55.5. So, again, this is a little bit of a tricky one. But I am going to take the over blind. Next is a good one. 7 o'clock, Fox Sports 1, number 21, Kansas State at number 25, Kansas. My line's State by 2, total 58 and 5th. And it's 9.5 and 57.5. That's all because of no Jalen Daniels. Give me Kansas plus the points to cover. CBS Sports Network, Boise State, Utah State. I have Utah State by 3, total 63 and the 20th. And Boise's 3.5, total 64.5. I'm taking Utah State plus the 3 and plus 150 outright. On ABC at 7:30, number 5, Washington, number 11, Oregon State. This is Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit, as we found out last night on Thursday Night Football. Washington by 2, total 61 and 9/20. And it is Oregon State 1.5, total 62.5. Wow. So Oregon State's favorite. Maybe it's Vegas knows, but I'm taking Washington plus the point to plus 105 outright. All right, Florida, number 9, Missouri on ESPN. I have Missouri 10.5, total 56. And it's 10.5 and 57.5. Slight under. FIU, Arkansas on ESPN. My lines, Arkansas 6.5, total 59.9. And it's 29.5 and 50.5. I'm taking FIU to cover again. Kentucky, South Carolina, SEC Network. Lines, Kentucky by 2, total 55 and 3/4. And it's 1.5 and 54.5. Slight over. NBC, Nebraska, Wisconsin. Mine's Wisconsin by 3, total 39 and 9/20. And it's 5.5 and 36.5. Over. Number 7, Texas and Iowa State on Fox at 8 o'clock. Mine's Texas 4.5, total 48 and 9/10. Looks like yours is back for this one. And it's 7.5 and 47.5. I'm going to take Iowa State to cover. Georgia State at number 15, LSU on ESPN2. My line's LSU 11.5, total 65 and 7/20. And it's 31.5 and 72.5. Whew. I'm going to take Georgia State to cover, though. Next, we have Syracuse, Georgia Tech on the ACC Network. Mine's Tech by 3, total 55 and 1/4. And 6.5 and 53.5. I'm going to take Syracuse to cover. New Mexico State, Fresno State, Fox Sports 1, 10:30. My line's Fresno 15.5, total 59 and 1/10. And it's 23.5 and 56.5. I'm going to take New Mexico to cover. And last but not least, San Diego State, San Jose State, CBS Sports Network. My line's San Jose State by 8, total 54 and 3/20. And it is 14.5 and 48.5. Again, with these hard projections, I'm going to take San Diego State to cover. Now we're going to go over the college basketball from yesterday very quickly. Look ahead to today and the weekend. Myrtle Beach Invitational, Vermont over Charleston, 73-64.
Charleston Classic St. John's over North Texas 53-52. Bakersfield over St. Catharines 77-44. St. Louis over Wyoming 79-69. Myrtle Beach, Maine over Northwestern State 78-65. Charleston Dayton over LSU 70-67. Myrtle Beach Wichita over Coastal Carolina 86-77. Jaguar Classic SU Edwards over Denver 77-74. Brown over RA College 92-51. Legends Classic from Brooklyn. St. Bonaventure over Oklahoma State 66-64. Air Force Classic Air Force over Lindenwood 76-58. Charleston Classic number 6 Houston over Towson 65-49. The Citadel over North Greenville 77-59. Lehigh over Sunny Noda 90-65. Manhattan over Felician 79-67. Boston over Bryant 95-79. American over NJT 87-73. Tennessee Tech over Midway 82-70. Presbyterian over Florida 81-69. Myrtle Beach Liberty over Furman 88-74. Indiana over Wright State 89-80. UCF over Fullerton 72-44. Virginia over Texas Southern 62-33. La Tech over Yale Monroe 73-63. Texas Tech over A&M Corpus Christi 73-64. UAB over Alcorn State 80-77. Southern Illinois over Chicago State 71-55. North Dakota over Valley City 93-63. Jaguar Classic Nichols over South Alabama 102-97 in triple overtime. Tulsa over Jackson State 72-52. New Mexico over Texas Arlington 82-80. Missouri over Minnesota 70-68. Idaho State over Northwest 85-51. Legends Classic Auburn over Notre Dame 83-59. Arizona State over UMass Lowell 71-69. Omaha over William and Mary 89-83 from Air Force Classic. From Charleston, Utah over Wake Forest 77-70. North Dakota State over Montana 78-69. Montana State over Cal 63-60. Hawaii over Niagara 92-73. Now we move on to today's slate. 11 a.m. Sacred Heart UMBC. I have Sacred Heart by 12.5. And UMBC is actually the team that's favored. They are giving 1.5. And or actually he has a pick'em, so give me Sacred Heart in the pick'em at -110. From Charleston, North Texas, LSU, 11:30 ESPNU. My line is North Texas by 3, and it's LSU 2.5 total 129.5. Give me North Texas plus the points and plus 120 outright. Myrtle Beach Classic, Vermont, and St. Louis. I project this approximately St. Louis 3.5. And that's a pick 'em in 142.5. Give me St. Louis in the pick 'em -110. Norfolk State Fordham Paradise Jam from Virgin Islands. Fordham I would project as the favorite by 14.5. Maybe less. 11.5. And it's 4.5, 1-3, 4.5 all the way with Fordham. Northern Illinois, Georgia State. That would be probably Northern Illinois favored around by 9.5. Georgia State's giving points in this game. Total is 154.5. Give me Northern plus the points and plus a 95 outright. So Georgia State's giving 5.5. Next up is St. John's Dayton. That line is Pick'em in 138.5. For that one, I'm going to go with Dayton in the Pick'em. Full disclosure, I did not have time to do all the projections. So for the rest of these, I'm going to blindly give out a pick. VMI South Dakota at 2 o'clock. South Dakota's giving 6.5 totals, 152.5. For this one, I would say South Dakota. Myrtle Beach Invitational, Charleston, Wyoming, 2:30 ESPN 2. Charleston's giving 4.5 totals, 151.5. I'll lay the points with Charleston. 3:15 Paradise Jam, Abilene Christian, San Jose State. San Jose State's giving 3.5 totals, 134.5. Against Abilene Christian. So I'll lay it with San Jose State. CBS Sports Network, Georgia number 12, Miami. From the Bahamas. Miami's giving 6.5 totals, 156.5. That's a high total. I'll go under. Jaguar Classic, Denver, South Alabama at 4 o'clock. South Alabama's giving 8.5 totals, 149.5. I'll take Denver to cover. Lake Pacific, Kelsey, Northridge, we can skip. Air Force Classic, Lindenwood, Omaha. Omaha's giving 8.5 totals, 150.5. I'll take Lindenwood to cover. Weber State, Gardner Webb from New Brunswick in Canada. I don't see that lineup yet for that game. That's a little nuts. Oh, wait, it says Weber State 4.5. I'll take Weber to cover. Presbyterian, Maine. That's a pick'em in 139.5. Presbyterian's been hot. Let's take them. 4:30 ESPN 2, number 6 Houston against Utah. From Charleston, my line is approximately Houston 6.5. And I don't see that line either. But I do like Houston in the game. Holy Cross Winthrop, 10.5, 144.5 in favor of Winthrop. Give me the over. Notre Dame, Oklahoma State on ESPNU. Oklahoma State's giving 6.5 totals, 133.5. I'll lay the points. Quinnipiac Army. Quinnipiac's doing 3.5 totals, 142.5. I'll go over. 5:45 Hampton, Kent State. Paradise Jam. Kent State's giving 16.5. Total is 155.5. I'll take the over. The rare over, or I'd take were the numbers that high. Bookdale, number 9, Duke. At 6 o'clock. Duke's giving 32.5. Total is 140.5. Over. Delaware State, Grambling. Grambling's giving 7.5. Total is 138.5. I'll lay it with Grambling. Atlantic Slam, Yale, Colgate. That's in Canada as well. Yale's giving 4.5. Total's 149.5. That's a tough one, but I'll lay with Yale. Kansas State Providence from the Bahamas. That's a pick 'em in 147.5. Let's pick Kansas State. Butler, number 18, Michigan State. On Fox Sports 1 at 6:30. MSU's giving 8.5. Totals 139.5. We'll lay the points. William Mary Air Force Classic. Air Force is giving 6.5. Totals 130.5. Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm taking William and Mary to cover. Utah Tech, Youngstown State. Youngstown's giving 3.5. Totals 151.5. We'll take the under. Don't feel good about it though. Myrtle Beach Invitational, Coastal Carolina, Furman. Furman's giving a whopping 9.5. Totals 162.5. We'll take Coastal to cover at home. 7 o'clock, Stonehill, number 17, Kentucky. Kentucky's giving 32.5. Totals 144.5. We'll lay it with Kentucky. Bradford at number 24, James Madison. JMU's giving 8.5. Totals 149.5. We'll lay it with JMU. Tennessee Martin, Eastern Kentucky. Eastern's giving 10.5. Totals 162.5. Under. Jaguar Classic, Nichols, SIU, Edwardsville. I don't know why you don't see this one either. Oh, never mind. Edwardsville's giving 1.5. Totals 142.5. I'll lay with Edwardsville. Morehead State, Penn State on Peacock. Penn State is giving 12.5. Totals 138.5. I think Morehead can cover that. Davidson, East Tennessee State. Davidson's giving 7.5. Totals 136.5. We'll take ETSU to cover. Sacramento State, Tulane. Tulane's giving 10.5. Totals 152.5. Cover for Tulane. Coppin State, Miami of Ohio. It's the Miami Classic. Was it from Miami of Ohio? Yes, it's from Oxford. So the line here is 13.5 and 139.5. Over. Bellarmine, Bowling Green. Bowling Green's giving 3.5. Total is 143.5. I'll lay with Bowling Green. Robert Morris, Wisconsin. Wisconsin's giving 19.5. Totals 137.5. I'll lay with Wisconsin. Northwestern State, North Florida. North Florida's giving 9.5. Totals 153.5. We'll go over on the total there too. Ryder Duquesne. Duquesne's definitely favored. Yes, 13.5. And the total is, I don't know. 145.5. Lay with Duquesne. Charleston Southern NC State. NC State 23.5. Total is 143.5. Lay the points. Next up, Auburn and St. Bonaventure. Auburn's giving 10.5. Total is 145.5. St. Bonaventure is going to cover. Towson Wake from Charleston. I don't see that game up posted either. Harvard UMass. UMass is giving 4.5. Total is 152.5. We'll take Harvard to cover. Long Beach State and Michigan. Michigan's giving 15.5. Total is 160.5. We'll lay with Michigan. Jacksonville Pitt. Pitt's giving 16.5. Total is 141.5. We'll lay with Pitt. Texas A&M, Commerce, and St. Joe's. St. Joe's is giving 15.5. Total is 144.5. We'll lay it. Fairfield, Drexel. It's the Market Street Challenge. Drexel's giving 9.5. Total is 142.5. We'll lay it with Drexel. Florida State, Florida, SEC Network. Florida's giving 7.5. Total is 157.5. We'll go under. Central Arkansas, Vandy. Vandy is giving 18.5. Total is 143.5. We'll go over. Cal Poly, St. Thomas. St. Thomas is giving 6.5. Total is 132.5. We'll lay it with St. Thomas. The Winthrop Invitational, Elon and IUPUI. Elon's giving 1.5. Total's 144.5. We'll go over. SC State, Stanford. Stanford's giving 16.5. Total's 156.5. We'll lay it with Stanford. Don't feel strong about it. Oral Roberts, number 13, Texas A&M. A&M's giving 20.5. Total's 147.5. We'll take Oral Roberts to cover. UNC Greensboro, number 14, Arkansas. Arkansas is giving 15.5. Total's 149.5. We'll lay with Arkansas. ACC Network, UC Riverside, number 20, North Carolina. Carolina's giving 22.5. Total's 149.5. Over. Mercer, number 22, Alabama. Bama's giving 29.5. Totals 149.5. We'll lay with Bama. Valparaiso, number 23, Illinois. Illinois is giving 29.5. Totals 136.5. We'll lay it with Illinois. Luther, Milwaukee, we skip. Arkansas State, Iowa. Iowa's laying 18.5. We'll lay with Iowa. Southern Western Illinois. Southern's giving 1.5. We'll take Western plus the points. Texas Rio Grande, Oklahoma. Oklahoma's giving 24.5. We'll lay it. Alabama State, Memphis. Memphis giving 30.5. We'll lay. Miss Valley State, TCU. TCU's giving 13.5. We'll lay. Missouri State, Florida Gulf Coast. Gulf Coast is giving 1.5. We'll lay it. With that, at home, UTSA, Texas State, 8:15. Texas State's giving 7.5. We'll take UTSA to cover. 8:30 Fox Sports 1. Maryland, number 21, Villanova. Villanova's giving 5.5. That's a hard one. We'll lay the points. We don't feel good about it. 9 o'clock Austin P. UTEP. UTEP's giving 9.5. We'll lay the points. Sam Houston, Ole Miss. Ole Miss is giving 9.5. We'll lay the points. Pac-12 Network. Tennessee State, Oregon. Oregon's giving 19.5. We'll lay the points. Eastern Washington, Stanford. Stanford's giving 13.5. Lay. Grand Canyon, San Francisco. Grand Canyon's giving 3.5. We'll lay the points. Pacific Lutheran, Idaho, we could skip. ESPNU, Wichita, Liberty. Liberty's giving 3.5. We'll take Wichita to cover. Kansas City, Colorado State. Colorado State's giving 18.5. We'll pick them to cover. Colorado State. St. Mary's, San Diego State. That's from Vegas. St. Mary's is giving 1.5. Oof. We'll lay it. 10 o'clock. Occidental, UC Irvine. You can skip. Lemoyne, San Diego. San Diego's giving 14.5. We'll lay the points. Portland State, Cal Baptist. Cal Baptist is giving 4.5. We'll take Portland State to cover. UNLV, Pepperdine. UNLV's giving 4.5. We're taking Pepperdine to cover. 11 o'clock, Belmont, number 3, Arizona. Arizona's giving 24.5. We'll lay the points. 11:30, CBS Sports Network. DePaul, South Carolina. South Carolina's giving 6.5. We'll lay the points in Washington, Xavier. At midnight, Xavier's giving 2.5 totals, 154.5. We'll lay it with Xavier. All right, Saturday's a big slate, too. Felicia and Merrimack, we don't know the time. We're going to do notable games. Noon, Miss State, Washington State. Arizona tip-offs at 2. Also 2, Princeton, Monmouth. 2:30, Rhode Island, Northwestern. Paradise Jam, 3:15. Gardner, Colgate at 4. 4:30, Arizona tip-off. We are not sure. Peacock at 4 o'clock, Nebraska, Oregon State. 5:45, Paradise Jam. We don't know the teams. 6 o'clock, Bryant, number 10, FAU. Howard, Rutgers. 8:30, Fox Sports 2, Texas Southern, number 8, Creighton. And then Sunday's actually pretty packed. 10:30 a.m., Myrtle Beach. Bahamas at noon. Charleston Classic, 12:30. 1 o'clock at ESPN, number 5, UConn at Indiana. That's at the Garden. Jaguar Classic, SU Edwardsville, South Alabama. Miami Classic, Eastern Illinois, Miami of Ohio. Boise, Clemson. Myrtle Beach, Charleston. Atlantic Slam, Weber State, Colgate. Air Force Classic, Lindenwood, William and Mary at 1:30. Cayman Islands, William Merriman, Stephen F. Austin. Capital Classic at 2, Little Rock, Georgia State. Market Street Challenge, Queens, Drexel. 2:30, Winthrop Invitational, Elon Winthrop. Jacksonville Classic, Fullerton, Cornell. And in Bahamas, we have 3 o'clock, ESPN News, Charleston. Gardner Webb, Yale. The Atlantic Slam. And at 3:30 on ESPN is also from the Garden. ESPNU is the Basketball Hall of Fame tip-off. 4 o'clock, Air Force Classic, Omaha Air Force. West Michigan, Ohio State on the Big Ten Network. Arizona tip-off, 4:30. And also on Fox Sports 2, you have American Georgetown. 5 o'clock, Wofford, Vautech. Cayman Islands, you have Marshall, Utah State. Jacksonville Classic, Charlotte, George Mason. Lancaster Joust, Portland State, St. Thomas. And that's at 5:30. And you have a Myrtle Beach or Charleston game at 5:30. Paradise Gym, 5:45. Acrisure Invitational, 6 o'clock, Pac-12 Network. Texas Arlington, number 3, Arizona. And then Alcorn State, number 18, Michigan State. Arizona tip-off at 7. 7:30 is Continental Tire main event. Cayman Islands at 7:30, Akron FIU. 8 o'clock, Pac-12 Network, Brown at number 16, USC. Big Timber Southern, number 23, Illinois. Lancer Joust, Cal Poly, Cal Baptist. Jacksonville Classic, UCF, South Dakota State. And then Paradise Jam, Myrtle Beach at 8. 8:30 is Charleston Classic. 10 o'clock in Vegas. And then last but not least, Lemoyne and Santa Barbara. We have to rapid fire the NBA. And I mean rapid fire. We'll go over the 2 results of yesterday. Look ahead to tonight and the weekend. We have no totals. We just did spreads. Heat over the Nets, 122-115, so best bet wins. And the Thunder over the Warriors, 128-109. All right, in-season tournament group play today. 7 o'clock, Group B, Bucks, Hornets. My line's Bucks by 20, and it's 7.5. Lay the points. Group B, Knicks, Wiz. I have Knicks 16, and it's 6.5. Lay the points. Group A, 7:30 Sixers, Hawks. I have Sixers by 1, it's Hawks 1.5. Give me the Sixers. I gotta bet the Sixers to hedge the Hawks to win Group A. Pistons, Cavs, Group A. I have Cavs 24.5, and it's 8.5. LA with the Cavs. Group C, Celtics, Raptors. I have Celtics 14, and it's 6.5. LA it. Kings, Spurs, ESPN. This is West, Group C. I have Kings by 13 and 7.5. LA the points. Magic Bulls. This is East, Group C. Magic 3.5, and it's Chicago 1.5. Give me the Magic plus the points, the cover, and win outright. Nuggets, Pelicans. This is Group B. In the West, I have Nuggets 11.5, and it is only 4.5. Will lead the points. 10 o'clock ESPN, Sun, Jazz. I think this is Group A in the West. Yes, Group A. My projection, Suns by 8, and it's 5.5. LA with the Suns. Lakers, Blazers. This is also Group A. I have Lakers by a whopping 20, and it's 7.5. Lead the points. Then Rockets, Clippers. This is Group B. I have Clippers by 3, and they're giving 6.5. I'm going to take the Rockets getting the points. So that's the only dog I took. All right, Saturday, 6 o'clock, Knicks, Hornets. 7 o'clock, T-Wolves, Pelicans. 8 o'clock, Heat, Bulls. NBA TV, Mavs, Bucks. Grizz, Spurs, and then Thunder, Warriors at 8:30. And then Sunday, 3 o'clock, Sixers, Nets. 4 o'clock, Pistons, Raptors. 5 o'clock, Magic, Pacers. 6 o'clock, Nuggets, Cavs. 7:30, Kings, Mavs. 8 o'clock, Celtics, Grizz. NBA TV, Suns, Jazz. 9 o'clock, Thunder, Blazers. And 9:30, Rockets, Lakers. Okay, now move on to hockey. We'll go over the results from yesterday and then look ahead to tonight and the weekend. Global Series Sens over to Red Wings 5-4 OT. Golden Knights over to Habs 6-5. Devils over to Pens 5-2. Coyotes over to Jackets 3-2. Lightning over to Blackhawks 4-2. Flames over to Canucks 5-2. Kraken over to Isles 4-3 in a shootout. Kings over the Panthers 2-1. Sharks over Blues 5-1. All right, only 3 games today. Leafs, Red Wings. From Sweden. The Leafs are favored -170. Detroit's +140 over under 6.5. Overs -130. Unders +104. Leafs -1.5 is +136. Red Wings +1.5 is -164. I'm gonna go Leafs puck line -1.5 +136. That was a bad loss for the Red Wings yesterday. 8 o'clock NHL Network. Sabres Jets. Jets -176. Sabres +146 over under 6.5. Overs -120. Unders -102. Sabres +1.5 is -162. Jets -1.5 is +134. We're going to take the Sabres +146 outright. And 10 o'clock, Panthers, Ducks. Panthers -156. Ducks +130. Over under 6.5. Overs -132. Unders +108. Panthers -1.5 is +146. Ducks +1.5 is -176. We're going to lay the puck line with the Panthers. Saturday, 11 a.m. Global Series. Wild Senators from Sweden. 1 o'clock Golden Knights Flyers. 2 o'clock Blackhawks Preds. 4 o'clock Oilers Lightning. 7 o'clock Rangers Devils. Habs Bruins. Pens Canes. Coyotes Jets. Isles Flames. 7:30 Jackets Capitals. 8 o'clock Avs Stars. 10 o'clock Kraken Canucks. 10:30 Blues Kings. And then Sunday, 8 a.m. from Sweden, Maple Leafs Wild. 5:30 p.m. Eastern, Jackets Flyers. 6 o'clock NHL Network, Golden Knights Pens. 7 o'clock Sabres Blackhawks. And 8 o'clock Blues Ducks. Now we'll move on to soccer. We have a lot of stuff to go over. CONCACAF Nations League from yesterday. Dominica over B Virgin Islands 2-1. St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia 0-0 draw. Aruba over U.S. Virgin Islands 4-1. And Guadalupe over St. Martin 2-0. We do not have time to give out betting picks for all these games, but we're going to go over everything. So today, 4 o'clock, Montserrat, Dominican Republic. 6 o'clock, Barbados, Nicaragua. 6:30, Bermuda, St. Vincent. 9 o'clock, Belize, French Guiana. Saturday, 2 o'clock, Antigua, Barbuda, Puerto Rico. Anguilla, Benaire, and 5 o'clock, Bahamas, Guyana. And then Sunday, 2 o'clock, Guadalupe, St. Kitts and Nevis, and St. Lucia and St. Martin. European Championship qualifying. So Wednesday, Israel, Switzerland 1-1 draw. And then yesterday, Austria over Estonia 2-0. Azerbaijan over Sweden 3-0. Georgia, Scotland 2-2 draw. Bulgaria, Hungary 2-2 draw. Spain over Cyprus 3-1. Slovakia over Iceland 4-2. Montenegro over Lithuania 2-0. Portugal over Liechtenstein 2-0. And Luxembourg over Bosnia-Herzegovina 4-1. All right, today, 10 o'clock, Kazakhstan, San Marino. 12 o'clock, Finland, Northern Ireland. Moldova, Albania, 2:45. England, Malta. Italy, North Macedonia. Poland, Czechia. Denmark, Slovenia. And then Saturday, 9 o'clock, Armenia, Wales. Latvia, Croatia. Belarus, Andorra, 2:45. Israel, Romania. Switzerland, Kosovo. France, Gibraltar. Netherlands, Republic of Ireland. And then Sunday, 9 a.m., Hungary, Montenegro. Serbia, Bulgaria. Noon, Belgium, Azerbaijan. Sweden, Estonia, 2:45. Liechtenstein and Luxembourg. Scotland, Norway. Spain, Georgia. Portugal, Iceland. Bosnia-Herzegovina, Slovakia. And then World Cup qualifying, CONMEBOL. Results from yesterday: Bolivia over Peru 2-0, Venezuela, Ecuador 0-0 draw, Uruguay over Argentina 2-0, Colombia over Brazil 2-1, and Chile, Paraguay 0-0 draw. And then more CONMEBOL qualifying will take place on Tuesday. World Cup qualifying CAF. So this is Africa. So Wednesday, Rwanda, Zimbabwe 0-0 draw. Ecuador, Guinea over Namibia 1-0. Congo DR over Mauritania 2-0. And Ethiopia, Sierra Leone 0-0 draw. And then the results from yesterday: Burundi over Gambia 3-2. Mozambique over Botswana 3-2. Egypt over Djibouti 6-0. Sudan, Togo 1-1 draw. Nigeria, Lesotho 1-1 draw. Gabon over Kenya 2-1. Algeria over Somalia 3-1. Cape Verde, Angola 0-0 draw. And Morocco and Eritrea canceled. All right, this morning coming up at 8 o'clock, Eswatini in Libya, Guinea and Uganda. 9 o'clock, Comoros Islands and Central Africa Republic. 11 o'clock, Zambia, Congo, Liberia, Malawi. Ghana, Madagascar. 2 o'clock, Burkina Faso and Guinea-Bissau. Cameroon and Mauritius. Ivory Coast and Seychelles. Tunisia and Sao Tome and P. And Mali and Chad. And then Saturday morning, 8 o'clock, South Africa and Benin. 11 o'clock, Niger and Tanzania. And 2 o'clock, Senegal, South Sudan. And then Sunday morning, 8 o'clock, Zimbabwe, Nigeria. Burundi, Gabon. Mozambique, Algeria. 11 o'clock, Sierra Leone and Egypt. And Sudan, Congo, DR. And then Australia World Cup qualifying. Results from yesterday: Australia over Bangladesh 7-0, Japan over Myanmar 5-0, South Korea over Singapore 5-0, Vietnam over Philippines 2-0, China over Thailand 2-1, Malaysia over Kyrgyz Republic 4-3, Tajikistan and Jordan 1-1 draw, Uzbekistan over Turkmenistan 3-1, Lebanon and Palestine 0-0 draw, Iran over Hong Kong 4-0, Iraq over Indonesia 5-1, Oman over Taipei 3-0, Qatar over Afghanistan 8-1, UAE over Nepal 4-1, India over Kuwait 1-0, Saudi Arabia over Pakistan 4-0, Syria over North Korea 1-0, and Bahrain over Yemen 1-0. And then Australia returns Tuesday. And then international friendlies: Wednesday, Belgium over Serbia 1-0. Thursday, Norway over Faroe Islands 2-0. Curacao, El Salvador 1-1 draw. And then today at noon, Greece, New Zealand. Saturday, 2:45, Germany, Turkey. And then Sunday, 11 a.m., Cyprus, Lithuania. Alrighty, so that's it for soccer. Now move on to golf. We'll do the current leaderboard for the RSM Classic. At the top, 6 under: Eric Cole, Davis Thompson, and Cam Young. Tied for 4th with 5 under: Matt Kuchar, Ludwig Gaberg, Ricky Barnes, Peter Quest, Brendan Carr, and Nicholas Lindheim. Tied for 10th with 4 under: Tanner Gainey, Russell Knox, Robert Streb, Grayson Teague, Brendan Todd, Scott Harrington, Ben Close, Harry Higgs, Austin Eckroat, and Mackenzie Hughes. Tied for 20th with 3 under: Kelly Craft, Robert Shelton, Stefan Yeager, Mark Hubbard, Luke List, Nicholas Echeverria, Chris Kirk, Jonathan Bird, Mavic Dilly, JT Potson, Henrik Norlander, Willie McGirt, and Yichum Yan. Tied for 34th with 2 under: Alex Bailey, Ryan Moore, Carson Young, JJ Spawn, Kevin Chappell, Adam Kang, Sungwoo Kang, Tyler Duncan, Patton Kazir, Paul Haley, Nate Lashley, Kevin Roy, Vincent Whaley, Taylor Montgomery, Jason Duffner, Jacob Solomon, Callum Tarrant, Brian Stewart, Ben Griffin, Kramer Hickok, Saiwu Kim, Camilo Vegas, Dylan McCarthy, Harry English, Sam Ryder, Alex Noren, Cam Thompson, Kevin Westmoreland, and Matt Aikens. Tied for 63rd with 1 under: MJ Daffé, Will Gordon, Matt Neesmith, Justin Lauer, Harrison Endicott, Kevin Twite, Dylan Lingmer, Francesco Molinari, Stuart Sink, Grayson Murray, Andrew Novak, Brian Harmon, Peter Milani, CAU, Matthias Schwab, Sangil No, Adam Long, David Ford, Justin Sue, Fred Biondi, Wesley Bryant, Rafael Campos, Hayden Buckley, Thomas Dietrich, Taylor Pendrith, Austin Cook, Charlie Hoffman, Brett Horschel, Ashke Bahita, Fabian Gomez, Adam Svensson, Scott Piercy, Augusto Nunez, Estelonzo Goya, and Cody Gribble. Tied for 98th at even. We're going to do notables now because of time. Ben Martin, Zach Blair, Sean O'Hare, Zach Johnson, Martin Laird, Cam Champ, Corey Connors, Brennan Gay, Kyung Lee, Matt Trainer, Michael Glidgick, Austin Smotherman, Keith Mitchell,
Ben Crane, Sodi Kodiara, Nate Hardy, Joakim Herman, Kevin Kistner, Tyson Alexander, Frank Grant, Doc Redman, and Cam Percy. 124th with 1 over, Jonas Blix, Max McGravy, Trevor Warblow, Jason Hadley, Ryan Gerard, Doug Gim, Nate Watney, Dylan Wu, Alex Smalley, Scott Stevens, Archie Wierenski, Robert Brem, Bryce Garnett, Trey Merritt. Tied for 140th with 2 over, Trevor Cohn, Ryan Ormore, Ryan Henley, Webb Simpson. 145th with 3 over, Dylan Fratelli, Ryan Palmer, Hank Labiota, Jimmy Walker, Lucas Griffin. Tied for 151st with 5 over, Ben Taylor, Andrew Landry. Tied for 153rd with 6 over, Chris Chow, Grayson Chalmers. And withdrawing from the competition, CT Pond. Okay, now move on to the news and notes for today as we head into what should be an interesting weekend. Back to the Ravens-Bengals. John Harbaugh says that Odell's shoulder injury does not look too bad. But bad news for the Ravens is that John Harbaugh says that Mark Andrews likely out for the season as he suffered a very serious ankle injury and will go on MRI tomorrow. That is brutal for the Baltimore Ravens and their chances to go on a big run. And we talked about Joe Burrow's injury. He may be out a while, but he's lucky that this happened on a Thursday night. I mean, because he has this whole weekend to rest, and then they play the Steelers next week. So we'll see about that. Jim Harbaugh to accept suspension as he'll serve the rest of the 3-game suspension as the Big Ten ends investigation. How about this? The Big 12 is partnering with WWE as most outstanding player in conference championship game will receive custom title belt. That's crazy. Dolphins rookie running back Devin Achane likely back on Sunday against the Raiders, barring a setback. That's big news for them. Keenan Allen plans to play on Sunday against the Packers despite AC joint sprain, so that is good news for them. All right, the MVPs were announced last night. Shohei Ohtani, unanimous American League MVP, despite missing 27 games. And Ronald Acuna Jr., National League MVP, with the 40-70 season, so that is amazing. And then Shohei Ohtani's dog went viral during the announcement yesterday. It was funny. Good news for the Braves. The league announces that they'll be getting the All-Star game after not having it in 2021 because of non-baseball related issues that we don't have to get into. So good for Atlanta. And speaking of the Braves, they made a monster trade as they acquire Aaron Bummer from the Chicago White Sox, which is a bummer if you're a contender that's looking for an arm. That's not the Braves, no pun intended. I was very surprised to see this trade. Going back to Chicago, Mike Soroka, Jared Schuster, Riley Goins, Nicky Lopez, and Braden Shoemake. That is a crazy haul for Aaron Bummer, who is has been around for a while. And he had an ERA almost at 7. That's a lot. So, absolutely crazy. But the case for that is that he was really good in the years prior. Like, 2022, he had his best year. Was solid in 21. Really, really good in the COVID year. Awesome in 19. So he's going to be 30, and he had a bad year last year. But I think the Braves gave up a ton for this guy. We'll see how it plays out, and that's pretty much right off the bat, literally hours after I dropped the off-season predictions show, that big trade comes down out of nowhere. So good job by the White Sox for getting a lot for Aaron Bummer. The Blue Jays believed to be a sleeper for Shohei Ohtani, as executives believe that the need of a left-handed power could put Toronto in line for him. That'd be wild. Oracle Park is flawed for Ohtani as the Giants Stadium's statistical bias against lefty hitters could hurt chances to land him. That's according to John Heyman. The Phillies are considering Yamamoto as they may look for top of the rotation starter if Aaron Nola does not resign. The Reds are exploring a Jonathan India trade as they're in discussion with 3 or 4 teams. I had him going to the Mariners in the offseason show. I did. Brian Cashman on the Stanton comments, as he says his remarks won't affect pursuit of Yoshinobu Yamamoto or other free agents. We'll see. But I think that both sides are to blame here. And then both New York teams are eyeing Manuel Margot from a trade standpoint. So them and the Mets, they're going to be battling for the same guys this winter. A big upset in women's college hoops as Kansas State upsets number 2 Iowa, Caitlin Clark 2 for 16 as they win 65-58, beating the Wildcats. So that's wild. No pun intended. And then speaking of Chicago teams and trades, if the Bulls make Alex Caruso available, a line of 10-plus teams will make offers. That's according to Mark Stein. Last but not least, my best bet of the day, brought to you by FanDuel. Obviously, yesterday's was a winner with the Miami Heat. We're going to go back to the NBA, and we're going to lay... I'm debating a half or a quarter. I'll do a quarter. Back to the NBA. Do it one of these in-season tournament games. I want to take the Rockets getting 6 against the Clippers. This is like an anti-Clippers pick. But there's more other intriguing lines. So I'm going to lay 8.5 for the Cleveland Cavaliers at home against the Pistons. I just don't think the Pistons are playing well. The Cavs are getting healthier. I think they win this game by double digits. So I'm going to lay the 8.5 of Cleveland against the Pistons for my best bet of the day. Now I'm going to give out the Fab 5 for college and the NFL. I've been kind of in a slump lately, especially in college. I'm probably under 500 in Fab 5 on the year. So this week, we're going to up the prize to a quarter unit because it was a tenth of a unit for a while, but we're going to do a quarter unit this time. So we'll start in college. Pick number 1 in the Fab 5. I am going to actually lay points with the team I don't think I've took all year in Fab 5, and that's Jacksonville State minus the points against Louisiana Tech. Louisiana Tech, I know I took in Fab 5 this season, but it hasn't worked out for them this year, so I'm going to lay 8.5 with Jacksonville State against an overrated Louisiana Tech team. Pick number 2 in the Fab 5. I am going Oof. Almost went against Clemson again, but that bit me in the ass last week. So, pick number 2. I am going to possibly go back to the well with a team that I've been on a lot this year, but not going to go there. This is a hard week to pick for Fab 5 in college. Let's do New Mexico State getting the points against Auburn, only because I think Auburn's will get to the Iron Bowl. So, I'm going to take New Mexico State plus the 25.5 against Auburn. It's the look-ahead spot. Pick number 3 of Fab 5. I'm going to take Stanford plus 6.5 against Cal. I just think that Stanford kind of showed some signs of life a little bit lately. And in the rivalry game at home, I think that they're going to show out a little bit. Pick number 4 in the Fab 5. I want to take the Jayhawks, but no quarterback. Jalen Daniels, he's out. So, pick number 4. FIU I took too many times and it's bit me in the ass too. These are really, really hard. So pick number 4. Let's take Memphis getting 8.5 against SMU. I just think that Memphis should not be that big of an underdog at home against their conference foe. And then the last pick we'll do is part of me wants to take Wake against Notre Dame. I'm going to stay away. I want to go over in the Air Force game, but that's bit me in the ass too many times. Oh, I have a good one. Let's take Marshall getting 10.5 against South Alabama. Both teams have the same record, and I don't understand why that line is that big. An underdog pick of the week. This is the first time I'm doing this season where I'm picking the team to win outright that I chose the cover in Fab 5, and that's Memphis plus 275 against SMU. That's absolutely crazy. They're plus 275 to win. They're almost 3-1. They should be more than that. So there's the underdog pick of the week in college. All right, NFL Fab 5. Then the underdog of the week. So the NFL Fab 5 is a little bit easier to navigate than the college one. Pick number 1, I'm going to take the Raiders getting 12.5 against the Dolphins. I just think that the Raiders are going to hang around and cover the point spread here. And Miami might be looking ahead a little bit. Pick number 2, absolutely adore the over in the Cowboy-Panther game. The Cowboys might do this by themselves. And all you're asking for Carolina to do is put up 10 points, 41-10, bingo. 38-10, 31-13. Pick number 3. Granted, I know Justin Fields is back for Chicago. But I really do like the Lions minus the points. I just think that's just easy cash. Pick number 4 of the Fab 5. I am going to lay 7 with the Jags against the Titans. Will Levis struggled in his last game, and this is just the ultimate bounce back spot for the Jags. And this is also going to probably be my survivor pool pick this week. I'm sorry. I get it. The Giants are awful. But the Commanders are 4-6. You shouldn't be taking a team that's 4-6 in your survivor pool. Sorry. I don't care how bad your opponent is, but if you're 4-6, you should not be your pick in your survivor pool. You're 4-6 for a reason. So the Jaguars are it. And the Texans, I thought about too, but Kyler Murray makes me nervous on the other side. And last pick of the Fab 5, I am going to take the over 42.5 in the Broncos-Vikings game. I think this has shootout potential, even with Dobbs. So I like the over 42.5 with Broncos. And then my underdog pick of the week in the NFL. This is a team that I've not bet on all year. I've been anti this team, but this team's in a spot with a number that absolutely stinks. And it's a team that's desperate for a win, and that is the Green Bay Packers at plus 142 at home against the Los Angeles Chargers as my underdog money line pick of the week. All right, so there you have it for the show. I'll be back on Monday recapping everything from the weekend and looking ahead to everything coming up. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend.